Are They Screwing with the Weather, Environment, and Food? By MH on February 20th, 2023.
Instead of perpetually polluting fossil fuels, nuclear nightmares, and inadequate green energy, in 2011, Billy Meier presented the solution to humankind's energy needs. While most readers know that Billy Meier's environmental warnings date back to 1951, he actually wrote and disseminated information like this when he was only 10 years old, in 1947.
But so-called environmentalism will also emerge, and the growth of overpopulation and its machinations will be eclipsed and denied. And this will take place although both factors will be the reason for the entire environmental destruction, the destruction of nature, the extinction of the forms of fauna and flora, and the destruction of the planet. But this will be controlled by forces that will be interested in seeing themselves big in the public eye, as others will gain a lot of money from it, and will therefore do everything to ensure that the real reason for the destruction in all conceivable areas of the ecosystems, that is to say of nature, of animals, beasts, and all other living beings, of human beings, plants, and the earth itself, is concealed and allowed to expand.
And it's bad enough that Great Thunberg and others who want to see themselves big in the public eye already add more gases to the atmosphere. Some impatient idiots want to further pollute rather than grapple with the real underlying causes.
Climate change activist goes rogue, releasing mini volcanoes to cool atmosphere and yet more gas.
There is speculation about the political ramifications of the energy crisis, and that President Biden is going to exploit the situation to assure re-election, or the election of a new Democrat for president in 2024. Some theorize that Biden will emphasize natural gas as the best solution for the ever-growing energy needs caused, of course, by the never-mentioned runaway overpopulation. Adding to the disaster, the method for obtaining the gas is through fracking, the insane polluting technology that is also associated with sinkholes and earthquakes. Remember what Sim Yaseh told Meier in 1976?
What Earthman is doing in this regard equates to a destruction of the planet. The first evil effects of this destruction on the Earth are already noticeable for several decades, while the present time already prepares the labor pains for the destruction. That is to be understood in this way, that Earthman exploits his planet and robs it of the fundamental life energy, in that he robs from it the underground oil and gas and the most diverse ores. This leads to the fact that the Earth suffers shifts within, which leads to enormous volcanic eruptions and earthquakes, because slowly the Earth collapses from within.
Oblivious to the real underlying problems and the immutable universal law of cause and effect, the short-sighted profiteers pursue one torturous, doomed, dead-end path after another. Speaking of which, if the threat of nuclear war isn't enough, there are still some salivating to solve the energy problems with even more catastrophic consequences. New reactors could revive U.S. uranium mining and concerns about its toxic legacy, instead of perpetually polluting fossil fuels, nuclear nightmares, and inadequate green energy. In 2011, Billy Meier presented the solution to humankind's energy needs in about a minute.
Environmental conspiracy?
Along with the now unstoppable environmental and climate destruction, there's a theory about deliberately caused climatic, environmental, and food chain destruction as part of a diabolic agenda on the part of various elites. A new video makes a thought-provoking case for consideration. While there may be some unfortunate coincidences at play, let's remember what Billy Meier had to say about the future plans of elite.
The whole thing will, however, still be preceded by diverse extremely unpleasant factors, which I, however, only want to explain subsequently to that which will come about in the future, according to my visions and calculations, as per the greatest catastrophe of humanity, when, possibly actually an extermination of humanity by means of gay vault, will occur on a grand scale, if it really happens, brought about and executed by the mighty ones of the state and the capitalist elite, and so forth.
If all that isn't enough to consider, there is this particular sentence from the Enoch prophecies.
As a result, America will experience enormous catastrophes, which will reach proportions barely imaginable to people of Earth.
It seems like one way or another, America is determined to fulfill that prophecy. Thanks to Greg O'Brien for the environmental video.